Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 27th of March for the Sun or the Ascendant. I'm going to give you the standout details to look out for that we can all relate to collectively, but please stay with me. I will go through each of the signs, Aries through to Pisces, then to give you the standout features for each of those and the timings. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for joining me. This is very much a community, so please do share any thoughts you've got. I do interact with each comment, and please do subscribe. If you're a returning visitor, thank you so much for joining me once more. Now this week sees a really important alliance between Mars and Pluto that I don't think is going to get that much coverage. Mars is in the sign of Cancer now, which means that it's in fall. This is not its best location, but it's in a 150 angle, a quincunx, with Pluto in the sign of the collective, Aquarius. So Mars in house 4, Pluto in house 11. So balancing our emotional responses with how we connect with other people is going to require a degree of patience, because Mars in Cancer can be quite defensive and reactive. Also, Pluto in Aquarius is equally in its fall, so not its best location either. So this is a week that when we're discussing anything to do with groups or friendships, committees, we just need to try to be as calm as possible. But it's also a week when on Thursday, 3 different planetary aspects all reach a peak, and all of them can be very positive. One, Venus in a conjunction with Uranus, can have a downside. It just depends on our unique circumstances. But certainly the conjunction between Venus and Uranus pushes us to think about our relationships or our finances in a fresh way. So if things have got a little bit stale in terms of our approach, Uranus is asking us to be a little bit more radical, but it also can give some people the push to separate from someone they may have been close to. So it does have that potential for a downside, as well as the potential for innovation. However, the 2 planets of contracts, Mercury, the planet of trade and commerce, is in a conjunction with Jupiter, the planet of growth and potentially of fortune. And that also happens on Thursday. Very exciting combination. That's when it becomes exact. But Mars, despite that rather tricky angle to Pluto, is actually forging a really positive one to Saturn. You couldn't really make it up that Mars is having these 2 relationships. And of course, Saturn itself in the sign of Pisces, it's pretty early doors. So all these planets have recently moved, of course, but it just suggests that if we can embrace the more emotional sphere, which is, of course, Saturn in Pisces, Mars in Cancer, in terms of how we structure things, that's a good thing to do. You know, just looking at things in a purely logical way, which might be the call out to Pluto, is not necessarily the best approach. Now, if you would like to get really excited about more serious astrology, if you give me 3 pieces of your personal birth data, time, date and place of birth, I can produce for you your life roadmap report, which will give you a much greater understanding of the patterns that have occurred in your life, the more challenging ones, but also where you can seize your qualities with more confidence. Also, within my special package of 30% off, you can get your 12-month personal forecast. This is totally, both these charts are totally unique to the person they're produced for, and can give searing insights for the times ahead. If you don't know your time of birth, I've set up a new type of chart where you can have the analysis and also the forecast, but more based on your sun sign. Please see the link below for that too. Finally, if you would like your free daily horoscope fired to your device each morning, please see the link for that too underneath this video. So Cancer, when people talk about your sign, they often think about your great gift for being nurturing, protective, creating a really homely environment. But this is a big simplification. Cancer people are brilliant managers and often end up in positions of supervision or executive level. And that talent for managing things is really going to blossom at this time, particularly with Mercury and Jupiter forging what could be a very fortunate alliance. If you're trying to promote your own services or business, or you're applying for a job, or you want to retrain in some way, this combination can really be very helpful to you. But also Mars is now in your sign and giving you a lot of thrust. Some of those worries and the energy that was so bogged down since last August have just melted away. And this week Mars forges a brilliant angle with Saturn. Saturn has got a dour reputation, but it's in a part of your horoscope that's very much to do with knowledge. So if you do need to learn some new skills or do a lot of research before making that push around some kind of goal or ambition, the chances are you can do it in a very thorough way. The only catch is that Mars actually forges a more jagged angle to Pluto. Pluto now in your sector of deep transformations. So the key here is to make sure anything to do with longer term finance or where you have to work closely with others is not afflicted too much by any politics. There's also a quarter moon in your sign. So I wouldn't rush anything you're trying to do at the moment. Understand that whoever you're talking to will have their own needs, their own agenda. They may be very open to what you have to offer, but still they will probably want to get more of what they want, more than what you perhaps would like. So there could be a little bit of a need just to be flexible. But with Venus forging a really exciting link with Uranus, your friendship sector can also be quite buzzy, and some kind of unexpected invite or connection could really lift your week too.